When I shared the Wonder Undies I'd made a little bit ago, there were quite a few people who were really wanting to try fold over edge elastic but were scared of it, were worried about how to do it. So I thought I'd do a quick video. I'm not an expert by any means. I've learnt from watching other people, other people, so if I can help a little bit somebody, then that's good. So, all done following the instructions so far. So I'm going to mark the quarter points on the leg hole. So start off by matching that, just matching that length of fabric along there. And I'll put a clip in there. I put those two on as temporary. I put those two on as temporary ones just to make sure that those gusset joints stay where I want them to. Okay, so I then go from this end, match up to that halfway point, ignoring the purple one because that's just a extra security for me. Okay, mark up that, and again from the other side, again ignoring the purple one, that's just a random bit. Take that to the halfway point, match the fabric going along. So those are the quarter points. Okay, I then do the same on my fold over elastic. So this is the fold over elastic I've got. It's the one with the scallops on the top. And when I first got it, I panicked it wasn't fold over elastic. But what happens is you open it up. So it's almost like a V shape. Okay. And what we're going to do is going to go to the edge of the leg hole. And basically line that up with that inside of the join. So you can see it's sort of snuggled right into that join, not rolled over, but into there. Okay. We then go, oh, hang on. You know I said I was going to quarter the elastic. Dear. Right, so fold that in half, pin to mark it at the top. Ends into the middle. I do mine just like halfway down the clip. And on the other side as well. Okay, let's try again. So that's now marked into quarters. So my fold over edge has got a slight design on it, so I'm making sure that's on the outside. So open that up, go to the end of the leg hole, and you're sort of, snuggling that in there. So it's in there nice and safely. There we go. Okay, you then go down to the quarter points. I won't tilt anymore. Making sure it's not twisted. And then you open that up. Match up where that was. Make sure it's flat where you're clipping or pinning or however you want to do it. Ignoring the purple one because again that's just keeping the gussets in order, as it were. Now, so here you've got the two layers of the gusset, so you just want to make sure you're clipping them in both evenly. Again, ignoring the purple one because that's just a temporary. Open that one up. Okay, level. And then along to the end. Okay. So that is now pegged. Now you can see that the fabric is slightly longer than where the elastic sits. So that's where we stretch it out gently as we're doing it. So I go across to the sewing machine. Okay. So we are going to start at this end. What I'm actually going to do to begin with, just open that up and place it in right. And I'm going to put a clip a bit further down, just so there's no tension on this bit, so that I can get those first few stitches in without it pulling in the wrong direction, basically. Okay, you're making sure that the fabric is right in that join on the fold. Okay, according to as to the pattern, I've got it set onto the long zigzag stitch. Okay, so that's secure. So now what I'm going to do is take off that temporary one I put on. We've got this gap here. So I'm going to open up the fold over elastic, position that so it's sitting right, and then you're just pulling this fold over elastic just enough so that the fabric sits straight up against that fold. You don't want to overstretch the fabric, and you also don't want to push it so far in that it's rolling on this side. What I then tend to do is put a finger, a tiny bit of tension on here, but put a finger on here. So that's then actually only having to keep the tension on that little bit there. And there we go. I get there, I then release, double check that that's sitting into the middle there. And the other bit's not in the way. Doubting at any point, I can just open it up and have a look. You can also feel it with this one because it's not too thick. Okay, when I get here, I'm going to take off the temporary purple one. Take off that one. So again, I'm going to open up my fold over elastic. Aim that so it's hitting in about the right place in the centre. Again, being careful of your gusset, checking you're getting both layers in. Okay, that's sitting fine. Bit of tension on there, just so there's enough. Okay, again, let go. Just double check that's still all sitting in there. Be careful and go slowly when you go over the bump of the gusset. Release that, check that, yeah, all good. Temporary purple one again. Ooh, I'm trying to do mischievous there. Haven't stretched quite enough to get that to sit flat. So there we go. It's easier when you're not trying to make sure you're not blocking camera angle too much when you don't have the proper equipment. we go. Here now have photo of elastic gone along there. Did a bit of a wobbly stitch there, but it still works, so that's fine. It's lined up nicely on the inside as well. Both layers the gusset are caught in, and because we were careful as we did it and didn't overstretch the fabric, it's now lying pretty flat. So there we go. I hope that helps and makes it feel a little less scary. I shall now go on and continue finishing my Ottery Undies from Fabric Mama this. But yeah, hope it's helpful.